We're back. Thanks for your patience. It took a little bit to calibrate them, make sure that they were being affected correctly by the sound sources, make sure inputs, outputs, and meters were correct. And thanks for Frank for doing that. We will be running LA2As into 1176s this go around to hear what it sounds like with the LA2A hitting the sound source first, and then finishing up with the 1176 double spanking, double compressing in succession. 2 compressors of this quality is an absolute steal. Getting an LA2A and a 17 version of 1176 with incredible components built in for a fraction of the price of, again, what these two would be. Since I've owned this compressor in 1998 when I bought it, it's been my go-to compressor, and I adore it. And I would never part with it, but if you can't get your hands on this and you don't want to spend that kind of money on this, this will sound fantastic. And you get 2 for the price of 1. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do bass and vocals, because again, I normally don't run things, compressors in successive order on different sound sources. Normally I do it on just bass and vocals, so that's what we're going to do it on. Bass first into the Uri chain. Sounds great, better than I ever expected. And here's a Blackline audio version, same thing. Reacting the same, sounding the same. Sounding better than I want it to, better than I would imagine it sounding on both levels. I've never even experimented with this, so this is a new experience for me. But it's really cool hearing it work like that. I'm going to push the bass in even harder into the Uri first. Really cool. And here's the Blackline version, the same thing. I'm having a hard time telling the difference on many of these sound sources. I think I made mention to one thing once, but other than that, and even the reaction, how much compression is actually going on, or how much the meter is telling you is going on, is spot on accurate. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. I'm gonna send vocals to the Uri now. Let's see. Now that you try and go light on it. Now that you moved on to another one, something feels so wrong, Black Lion. Now that you moved on to another one, something feels so wrong, Really, 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 really accurate. Let's push in a little harder. Uri chain first. Now that you moved on. We're at like 5-6 dB of compression. Now that you on the LA2A. Now that you moved on to another one, something feels so wrong, Black Lion. Now that you moved on to another one,
Something feels so wrong, you know.
The control and the texture of both of these are spectacular. I'm going to push even harder into the Uri chain first. So it's hitting LA2A first into a Uri 1176. That's what you're listening to right now.
Now that you moved on to another one, something feels so wrong, you know.
The LA2A is crushing it, but it sounds good. Here's Black Lion.
Now that you moved on to another one, something feels so wrong, you know.
I mean, if you can deal with going in, and which I do all the time, and slightly volume adjusting breaths just ever so slightly so they're not activating the compressor as much, or leave them up for attitude, which many people do, this sounds great. Running them in this order is something I've never done before, but as I find out with many of these videos, I get to experiment with things I normally wouldn't do, or things you haven't read about, and I hear new things and I hear new tricks. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is a little longer, but there's a lot going on here between all four of these. And I wanted to make sure you heard them as accurate as we could possibly be, and make sure you understood just how much effort Black Lion Audio put into making them sound as close as they possibly could to the originals. Have any questions, comment below. Let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.